entertaining set of games that we just got. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2, Real Madrid 3, Man City 3. I want to talk about both games real quick. Do a little post-match recap for you guys. And we're going to start off with my team. Let's talk about the Real Madrid versus Man City game. Look, I thought that first half, we were cooking. That game went exactly how we would have wanted it to tactically. Now, obviously, Bernardo Silva scoring so damn early in the game was not, meant to happen. Obviously, that was a big mistake on Lunin for not paying attention. Bernardo Silva caught us slipping. It is what it is. But the way that we responded was fantastic. You have the goal from Camavinga from outside the box. It gets deflected, but so what? We'll take it. And then you got Rodrigo. Always shows up when it's time to play Man City. When City fans go to sleep, they see Rodrigo's face at night when they're having nightmares. Because he just seems to always put in a good performance versus them. We're going to halftime up 2-1. I'm sitting here like, we need to do exactly what we did in the first half and the second half. Because it was working. On top of that, Tchouaméni, in the first minute of the game, gets booked. A stupid slide tackle that he put in on Jack Grealish. Now he's going to miss the second leg at the Etihad. And we need him. Because I don't want to see Nacho starting. I don't want to see him going against Man City. So hopefully by the time we go there, Eder Militao is fit enough to start. Because we don't need him out there in terms of Nacho. No. Tchouaméni has kind of put us in a predicament now. Because he's a big player for us that we rely on. Foolish slide tackle. I wonder if he remembered that he was only a yellow card away from a suspension. But anyways, second half, absolutely terrible. Awful from Madrid. City were all over us. In defense, we were wide open. I said it. I couldn't tell if I was watching Madrid or if I was watching Mia Khalifa. All these men just running into us, and we were doing nothing about it. And I said, if you let Man City have the ball, and if you don't put pressure on them, if you don't press them, they are going to make you pay. And what happened? Vardiol, Phil Foden, with fantastic shots out from outside the box. I mean, Vardiol, are you kidding me? His first goal for Man City, and that's when it comes against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu from outside the box? Phil Foden, by the way, what a player. I think he's the best English talent in terms of all their younger guys on ability. He's fantastic. He's having the season of his career so far. He's been one of their best players. And real quick, by the way, was Erling Haaland out there today? I have no idea. Can somebody let me know if Haaland played? I tried to tell you guys, he's so overrated. He's a fantastic finisher. But that's all that he offers. If he's not scoring a 2-yard tap-in, he might as well not be on the pitch. I've said this multiple times. City are literally playing with 10 men every time Haaland starts. Because he offers nothing. He doesn't track back. He doesn't link play. He doesn't create chances. All that he does, tap-ins from great service. And everybody wants to act like he's a generational talent. No. Haaland is only as good as he is because of the systems that he's been put in. When Rudiger goes home and when he's emptying out his pockets, Haaland might be in there. Real talk. The guy is super mid. Same thing for Kevin De Bruyne. I know that he didn't start the game. He had stomach issues. I told you guys in my match preview on Instagram, KDB wasn't going to be able to handle the pressure. Now, the way that we played in that second half, he would have cooked. If KDB was out there, he would have feasted on us if he would have started that match off in the second half. Because the way that the intensity, it was awful. I don't know what was said during halftime, but I don't get how you see what you did in the first half working, and then you come out, and the intensity is just turned off. Like, we were not playing Mallorca. This isn't RB Leipzig. This is not Sevilla, Valencia. This is Manchester City. And we almost left today's match trailing. Because if it wasn't for that Valverde strike off the volley, assist by Vinicius, by the way, who had a good game. He was very crucial in our goals. But What a strike by Valverde. I've been trying to tell people, he's irreplaceable. I know that people don't rate him that highly because you're not seeing the goals and assists, and that's all that you guys care about mostly nowadays. But that strike, he just saved us. Because if you go to the Etihad trailing 3-2, that's not something that I feel confident with. And we've never won there. So now, he makes it 3-3. The match is over. I thought City were clearly the better team, and I knew it was going to go the way that it did. Obviously, when you're playing against Man City, it doesn't matter who you are. They're going to dictate the tempo of the game. They're going to have more possession. They're going to probably have more shots. They're going to have maybe even more XG. So I'm not surprised that we tried to hit them on the counter because it was working, and we have the team to do that. Rodrigo, Vinicius, Jude, we have the players to be deadly on the counter attack. And with them not having Kyle Walker, it was working. But I would love to be a fly on the wall to know what Ancelotti said to these guys during halftime. Because how do you go out there and you just look off it? You look like you're tired. Ah, man. Lucky to get a 3-3 draw here because it's going to be rough. That second leg at the Etihad, no Chouameni. But thank God, Jude, Camavinga, and Vinny did not get a yellow card, or else they would have also missed that second leg as well. So, yeah, we're going to need to pray. I'm going to fast, and I'm going to ask my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that he can bless us at the Etihad next week, because that is going to be a madness. 3-3 is basically like a 0-0. We're basically going to that game. Nobody has the advantage, but you can say City does because they'll be at home. But, yeah, City's goals today were a joke. All three of them outside the box. Fucking hell. Vardy shooting like that. How do you concede 3 goals to Man City and KDB and Haaland weren't even factors? KDB didn't start and Haaland didn't do a thing. Jesus. I'm not happy with the performance today. I predicted a 2-1 for Madrid. I was hoping that we can go to the Etihad with a little lead, but now it's going to be a bare knuckle brawl in England next week. Now, concerning Arsenal and Bayern Munich, look, I was watching both games at the same time, so it was a bit hard for me to really key in on every single thing that was going on. And obviously, with me being a Madrid fan, and I do like Arsenal, that is my favorite English club, but I was more so locked in to the Madrid match. Now, every time I glanced over and looked at that Arsenal game, Arsenal were all over Bayern Munich. Every single time. They were always near their box. I feel like I saw Manuel Neuer way more than I saw David Raya. And I think Arsenal were given too much respect today by Bayern Munich. And I know that they are the favorites. And I know that Bayern Munich, based off of league form, have not been playing that well. But that goes out the window when it comes down to Champions League. I predict Bayern to beat Arsenal and go through. But from what I saw today, I'm not too sure. Now, to be fair to Bayern Munich, they didn't have any fans in the arena there. Well, the stadium, I should say. Because I think their fans were banned because they threw flares onto the pitch in one of their other games. So they had no support. So them leaving with the 2-2, fair enough. You can say that that's a good result for them. But I think the way that they played was not good enough. That team is way too talented for you to tell me that it's acceptable for them to play counter-attacking football. No, they should have been going for it. Because I think on paper, Bayern's squad is just as good as Arsenal's. You got Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, Serge Gnabry, Joshua Kimmich, Goretzka, Thomas Muller. Did I say my guy Musiala? I think I did already. Alphonso Davies, Manuel Neuer. There's no way that every single time I'm watching the Arsenal game, they're just getting pressure applied on them. But look, Saka scored early. Then Leroy Sané with a fantastic run through Arsenal's defense. And William Saliba, who's been formidable this season. Arsenal's defense has been damn near perfect so far. They have conceded the least amount of goals in the Prem, and they've scored the most. They have been playing really well. And Saliba, you don't usually see him give up a penalty. Usually, if it's between Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, we all know who we're going to pick. that's probably going to be the one to give up a pen. Even though Gabriel Magalhaes has been Arsenal's best center back for at least this season. So, obviously, you know who steps up. Harry Kane. Harry Kane scores a penalty against Arsenal. Does that sound familiar? No. Right? Obviously it does, right? I couldn't tell. You know, they had Eric Dyer and Harry Kane starting today. It was looking like a North London derby. But Trossard, second half, he goes out there. I think he's one of Arsenal's best players, and I don't understand why he possibly doesn't start. I think he is fantastic for them coming off that bench. And I don't get why Arteta subbed on Gabriel Jesus before he brought on Trossard. Because if you need a goal, Gabriel Jesus is not the guy that you bring on to do that. But I think Arsenal looked like the much better team today. And I think they will be more so annoyed by not leaving here with a goal advantage. And I know that Bukayo Saka at the end, he could have got a penalty. But looking at that replay, the ref might be spot on in terms of he initiated that contact with Manuel Neuer. So if you're going to initiate the contact, there's no way that I can actually blow the whistle and say, well, that's a pen. And these refs have a very hard job because every single decision that they make, people are going to be onto them. And for them to make those calls in real time so fast, I think that we got to give them a bit of credit here. But, you know, heading into the Allianz Arena for the second leg, I think Bayern have the advantage here because they're going to have their fans there. And this is all that they have left to play for. Leverkusen have won the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich can possibly end this season without a trophy. When's the last time that's happened? Not since I started watching this sport almost. I mean, shit, it actually has been. This summer will make 10 years. I started watching this sport during the 2014 World Cup. This summer will be my 10th year of me loving this beautiful game. And since I've been alive, or not since I've been alive, but since I've been watching, Bayern get a trophy damn near every single season. So this is what they have left to play for. I think Thomas Tuchel is going to want to go out with the bang, and I think that these players are going to be motivated, and I think that their fans are going to be amped up next week for that second leg because they could not be there tonight. So I have to give the advantage to Bayern Munich, and I think that they will end up getting the job done. But look, who knows, people? I think if you're a neutral and you watch these games, this absolute cinema, fantastic 2 games. These were the 2 big matchups that everybody wanted to watch. I know that, you know, we have Dortmund versus Atletico and Barca versus PSG, but those 2 games don't hold anything to what we just watched tonight. Hopefully, we see some good games from them as well. But yeah, I need you guys to get in the chat. Let me know what you thought about both games. What were your key moments? Who were your key players? And yeah, tell me what you think about the